They all laughed at Christopher Columbus when he said the world was round. They all laughed when Edison recorded sound. They all laughed at Wilbur and his brother when they said that man could fly. They told Marconi wireless was a phony. It's the same old cry. They laughed at me wanting you. Said I was reaching for the moon. But oh, you came through. Now they'll have to change their tune. They all said we'd never get together. They laughed at us and how. But ho, 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 who's got the last laugh now? They all laughed at Rockefeller Center. Now they're fighting to get in. They all laughed at Whitney and his cotton gin. They all laughed at Fulton and his steamboat, Hershey and his chocolate bar. Ford and his Lizzie kept their laughers busy. That's how people are. They laughed at me wanting you. Said it would be hello, goodbye. But oh, you came through. Now they're eating humble pie. They all said we never would be happy. They laughed at us and how. But ho, 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 who's got the last laugh? Ha, ha, ha. Let's let the past laugh. Ho, 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 who's got the last laugh now? Ha, ha, ha. They all laughed, written by George and Ira Gershwin for the RKO film Shall We Dance, starring Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our very special summer show, taped right here in Springfield, New Jersey at the beautiful Park Place Pool. Let's hear it for the Park Place Pool. And with me tonight, the two summertime musicians. At the keyboard, Mike Yanuzzi. At the guitar, Sandy Renda. And tonight we will be celebrating the music of Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers in honor of Ginger Rogers' Centennial, because the great actress, singer, and dancer was born exactly 100 years ago on July 16, 1911 in Independence, Missouri. So we opened up with the song They All Laughed, written by George and Ira Gershwin for Shall We Dance. Here's another song from that same film, Let's Call the Whole Thing Off. You say either, and I say either. You say neither, and I say neither. Either, either, neither, neither. Let's call the whole thing off. You like potato, and I like potato. You like tomato, and I like tomato. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. But oh, if we call the whole thing off, then we must part. And oh, if we ever part, then that might break my heart. So if you like pajama and I like pajama, I'll wear pajama and give up pajama. For we know we need each other, so we better call the calling off. Let's call the whole thing off. Oh, if we call the whole thing off, then we must part. And oh, if we ever part, then that might break my heart. So if you like oysters and I like oysters, I'll order oysters and cancel the oysters. For we know we need each other, so we better call the calling off. Let's call the whole thing off. I want to thank you both for helping me celebrate the music of Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. You know, they made 10 movies together. Their first was Flying Down to Rio in 1933, and their last was The Barclays of Broadway in 1949. And tonight we will be singing songs from 3 of the different Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers movies. But I also wanted to mention that Ginger Rogers, on her own, was an Academy Award-winning actress. She won the Best Actress Oscar for Kitty Foyle in 1940. And besides Fred Astaire, some of her other leading men included Dick Powell, Jimmy Stewart, Ray Milland, and Cary Grant. How's that? And Ginger Rogers made movies from 1930 to 1965, over 70 motion pictures. And when she finished her film career, she went on Broadway and played in Hello, Dolly, and then went in London and played in Maine. So, plus a lot of television shows. So it's nice to celebrate the centennial of Ginger Rogers. And
grapefruit, right in the kisser. Mm-hmm.
all the great composers wrote for the Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers movies. Irving Berlin, George and Ira Gershwin, and of course Jerome Kern. Jerome Kern wrote the score for the RKO film Swing Time, which turned out to be Ginger Rogers' personal favorites of all the films that she made with Fred Astaire. So here's one of the great duet numbers from that film with music by Jerome Kern and lyrics by Dorothy Fields. A fine romance with no kisses, a fine romance, my friend. This is, we should be like a couple of hot tomatoes, but you're as cold as yesterday's mashed potatoes. A fine romance with no clinches, a fine romance with no pinches. I might as well play bridge with my old maid aunts. I haven't got a chance. This is a fine romance. A fine romance for this fellow. You take romance, I'll take Jello. You're calmer than the seals in the Arctic Ocean. At least they flap their fins to express emotion. A fine romance, you won't wrestle. A fine romance, you won't nestle. You're just as hard to land as the Ile de France. I haven't got a chance. This is a fine romance. Irving Berlin had the great distinction of writing the score for 3 of the Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers films: Top Hat, Follow the Fleet, and Carefree. From the score of Top Hat comes this beautiful song, which was Ginger Rogers' personal favorite, Cheek to Cheek. Here we go. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me through the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to climb a mountain and to reach the highest peak, but it doesn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Dance with me, I want my arm about you. The charm about you will carry me through to heaven. I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me through the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak. When we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek,